was a build-around submission for Swain, Thresh, and Rekindler here. So Swain is a champion that we don't often see paired with SI as a region, but we do have some good enablers here. So Swain levels when you've dealt 12 non-combat damage. He's self-enabling because when he hits the opponent's nexus, he does some non-combat damage. And then his leveled mode here says, whenever you deal non-combat damage to the enemy, stun the strongest back row enemy. So we've got things like Doom Beast, Death's Hand, Noxian Fervor, Atrocity even technically enables Swain's level up. And then we've got a bunch of cheap units here because Thresh explicitly cares about seeing things die. So we've got staples like House Spider that put multiple bodies into play. And then we've got Cursed Keeper and Hapless Aristocrat, which pair very well as having bodies to throw away to Fervor, as well as drawing cards with things like Glimpseer. This is like a burn deck. I would describe this deck as more of a mid-range deck, because things like Death's Hand and Scorched Earth are very interactive, but mid-range decks can pivot and use their removal as reach in the mid to late game. So I would describe this as kind of a quintessential mid-range deck. In some matchups it's going to be controlling, and in other matchups it's going to be trying to beat down. The big question in my mind is whether or not having Rekindler as the top-end curve of a Swain Noxus deck like this is better than playing Captain Pharaon. Pharaon's kind of like the default go-to finisher. And the question is generating value and getting more champions back better than just having an 8/8 overwhelm that murders people with decimates? It's not only the size of your samples that are bad, MTuck, but it's the way in which you're collecting those samples. So you're always gonna have bias when most data has some bias in it, but when you're requiring people to be willing to engage in small community tournaments run ad hoc through sites like Battlefy and other things like that, Smash or whatever people use, like, those types of events attract a specific type of person that's willing to put up with those types of conditions. And, you know, kind of going, I think I'm going to full mulligan here, looking for just cheap things to start my curve. This could be something aggressive, although Brahm's kind of throwing me for a loop-de-loop here. Don't know exactly what they're doing. This hand's not great. What was I going to say? Oh, the sideboard format, you only play one deck for tournament style stuff. That type of format appeals to people who have one deck or one champion that they love to be able to play for an entire tournament. So while from a variety perspective, playing lots of decks can be fun as well, there's also something to be said, like, for example, I played the Pickban Gauntlet yesterday, and I loved that I just got to play Zoe Lux at every set, because that's the deck I love playing right now, and my opponents never banned it. Whereas in the, you know, normal best of 3 format for that, I would be forced to play something that wasn't my absolute favorite deck in the format at various points. Yeah, I really like Pickban best of 3 in general, but I think it's important to be able to acknowledge that, like, the different structures accomplish different things. Forever like, thanks for the third of year, I appreciate that, welcome back. I'm saying that there is a chance that that is true, and I am saying that there is ad hoc community tournaments are likely to attract players that have overlap in terms of what they're willing to tolerate. So your sample is having a lot of people that think very similarly and like similar things, essentially, is what I am positing. I'm saying your sample isn't ideal because your sample contains a lot of the same types of people. Normally when you're sampling data, you want a diversity of people that you're pulling responses from for that reason. I think I just have to play this here. Yeah, comparing it to Stompy, Stompy's a good comparison, Rune. Speaking of getting Stompy'd.
No one's the wiser.
There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah, having to manually sideboard, I think definitely will reduce players' enjoyment to the format because it makes the format tedious. Lot of awkward, a lot of expensive cards here, and then kind of awkward situational cards as well. Have a pump spell for this, perhaps? A couple of burn spells. You get like double death stand here. Yep. Please give me something I can play this turn. That'll do, pig.
I became a soldier.
It was just really important that I have a play this turn, Innuendo. If I didn't have a play this turn, we were likely dead.
Remember the objectives. For the glory of Noxus.
We are at war.
We are at war.
We feast tonight, Bard.
I think it promotes having a well-balanced lineup. I think a lot of the statements that people talk about in terms of like how meaningful what your other decks in your lineup are, I think a lot of that's overstated. I think a lot of brain power gets put into things that ultimately are fairly straightforward. Yeah, but so Izzy, what you're saying there shows a misunderstanding of game design. So like you're saying sideboards are bad because sideboards include silver and sideboards encourage silver bullets for specific decks, but what you're describing there isn't a problem with sideboards, it's a problem with shitty game design. So like you don't have a problem. What you're saying isn't sideboards are bad. What you're saying is designing cards like Rest in Peace and Stony Silence is bad, which is true. I think those cards are shit game design, but the fact that those cards are bad game design isn't the fault of sideboards existing. It's the fault of the people that designed those cards specifically. Those two things are different. Alright, can we die from 5 here? I'm on a boat! The Big Red, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good morning.
They will bleed for Noxus. Mine is the hand of Noxus. Like our world.
Duty.
I got bad news for you, Quaddle. A sideboard passage unearned isn't what's keeping your ephemeral deck from being playable. Hey, Fresh Lobster, thanks for the raid. Good morning. Hope you had a great stream. Could be dead here.
Will rise. Return fire!
This is where they battle Fury and slaughter us. It's unfortunate we didn't have enough power to atrocity this last turn.
When I say
Is it crazy to atrocity to play around Decimate? I guess they're only on 2 Darius. Nah, I'm just gonna jam. I mean, to be fair and like call a spade, I think Passage Unearned is explicitly just not very good design. No, Decimate is specifically Darius's champion spell, so if my opponent has Darius in hand and I killed this, it would turn back into a Darius. I meant Darius's Decimate. Yeah, I don't think their deck plays actual factual Decimate, but it probably plays Darius's Decimate. I was very surprised when they printed Passage Unearned into Runeterra. I think that's the type of card that I think is kind of crappy. Oh, you know what? Huh? If they don't have a way to kill us here, we have a decent shot. Yeah. Yeah, we get to Swain's Ravenous Flock this, hook this here, grab another Swain out. So I'm eating this in response because this is a Thresh, so I can get another Thresh down to pull a Swain out. Alright, so they're dead. Sweet. What a sick first game. No! Let me get my second Swain, opponent! Wow. What did Fun ever do to you? So we were going to hit them for 14 off the Swains, 5 off the Leviathan, and 3 off the Leviathan the following turn. The good old 22. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Solid start to the set. So, Harrowing is fundamentally different than a card like Passage Unearned because threats and answers are fundamentally different. Harrowing is a card that ends the game, and it's important that games actually end as opposed to dragging on forever. I think you could make the argument that Harrowing should maybe cost 10 mana instead of 9, but I think Harrowing in general is a reasonable card because it's important that games actually be able to end. Yeah, we had plenty of swings left.
What's that noise?
Why do I dislike Passage Unearned? Because Passage Unearned is a very polarized card. It's a card that's literally useless, or it's literally the best cards you could have at any given point. When it's good, it's perfect, and when it's bad, it's useless. It's like the very definition of a polarized design. There's no middle ground with it. Yeah, Reckoning's another card that I think kind of sucks from a design perspective. Reckoning's a lot less powerful though. So it's like not as obnoxious, but in general, I think Reckoning is very similar, yes. That's true. Reckoning does at least offer a small amount of counterplay. I agree with that assessment. That's true. Reckoning at least has a deck building cost. That is a very good observation. Wait, did they just skip their scout attack? That must be a misclick, right? Yeah, I think they punted their scout attack. Yeah, they know that pause was I know I punted my scout attack pause. They are both birds. That is very fair.
Virtue guides me.
No, I think even if sideboards exist, Passage Unearned would be more playable if there were sideboards. But I think even in the event of sideboards existing, Passage Unearned's a shit card. I think it's just a bad design. I think cards that are super polarized like that, where they do nothing or they're a complete and savage blowout, aren't good in general. Aren't healthy. And to Runeterra's credit, it doesn't have many designs like that. Those designs are everywhere in games like Magic. What's the situation where Passage Unearned is actually good? Harrowing or Feel the Rush? You get to trade 3 mana for 9 to 12 mana. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that, Violet Journey. Atrocity has not felt good so far. I might cut this for something else cheaper. Ooh. Ooh. Come back to us.
Get out of my mind, monster!
I'm one of the good guys, but not that good.
Man, the fact that this takes her out of culling range and takes her out of knock fervor range is so brutal.
For conquest! For empire!
For Empire.
Strike for justice.
Counterattack!
They have +2/+2 here.
Justice!
So he's still dying though, right? Oh no, he's leveling. That's brutal.
We're going under! Stay resolute!
Huh?
Bilgewater will soon fly the
Morning, Blue Man.
Not while I've got bullets left.
Man, their hand was gasoline this game.
Empire above all.
This is our way.
And then we're just dead at this point. They get to attack again, hook this, hit us for 10. And then they have open attacks for 10. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this atrocity. It's too expensive and clunky.
This is not the end.
Add in the last copy of Flock here. It's very good with all of our cheap units that that block and then make other things. Trundle Victor. All right. My interest is peaked. I think I'm full mulliganing looking for cheaper stuff. Okay. Demetri, thanks for the follow. Good morning.
I got the kids.
I think I open House Spider here because if they have a +2 toughness for this, an elixir on one, and I Death Sand, I don't want them to draw a card out of my deck. Nope, just three new champions in this card drop. Hot foe. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this right away and get some cards flowing here. The big expansions have 6 champions, the smaller expansions have 3. Although it'll be interesting to see, with them having to fit cards from 8 regions plus a new region into the next set, I wonder if future sets will be bigger than 80 and 40.
What do you know of shedding?
I feel like something probably has to change, right? Yeah, but still, even if they want to do that, they have to adjust something, right?
What's that you got there?
Inferior construct.
Yeah, I believe they said through the next year they're going to continue with the expansion split up the way they have been. Broken Ball. I don't have a source on that offhand, but I'm pretty sure that's what was said.
You a formidable foe.
Analyzing a problem.
So probably want to double Death Sand some of these idiots. That's not bad, so we can Death Sand plus Scorched Earth one of these now.
Their treats will be doomed.
Feel like they almost have to make bigger sets because I have most of the new cards for free. I mean, so you're operating under the assumption that they don't want you to have all of the cards, which based on what they've done so far, I would say that's not the case. It definitely feels like they want players to have access to all of the cards.
Strike now.
It really feels like Riot appropriately views their game as something they want everybody to have the full access to.
Their time has come.
Pepsi-Cola, good morning and welcome to Hoaglandia.
Yes, of course. Witness strength.
We just slammed to start here. This thing's gonna roll elusive eventually and we're just gonna die. They should focus on setting a solid metagame and keep that for a few months. The game doesn't have to change every 2 months if the metagame is good. Well, I mean, that's exactly what's happened, Decky. That's exactly what they have now. The format that we have now has a bunch of decks in it that have been good for a long time, and will likely remain good for a long time because they don't power creep constantly. Can we continue to dodge elusive? Scout, okay, continuing to dodge elusive. We have no longer dodged elusive, chat. Our opponent has given us their all. Well, shoot.
A minor setback.
Our hand was super clunky that game. Just not enough interaction. Yeah, crit ball rotation is coming, but we don't have details on it. Just as a good general reminder, I know a lot of us are working from home, but this isn't corporate America. Don't just drop buzzwords in my chat. So saying things like, this doesn't seem impactful, what does that mean? Like, articulate why it isn't good. How balanced is Runeterra? Runeterra is the best balanced card game I have ever played in, 2 decades of playing games. Runeterra has achieved what card game players have said they've always wanted, in terms of diverse strategies and range of things that are playable. The real problem with this deck that we're playing, chat, is it's not agile enough. Dezel, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Alright, so let's get Thresh down here before we start getting some idiots killed in combat. It feels like a weird tempo killer. Well, I mean, like, even this play right here was great, right? Like, playing Thresh this turn felt really, really good. Or playing this turn felt really reasonable.
Yes, you.
And we tried to vertically integrate this deck more aggressively. I just want you to know I appreciate you, chat. I just want you to know you're appreciated. Is the opponent playing a Cornea deck? Maybe? Yeah, it could be. Alright, mods, let's dial it back. I would like to set the mods back to stun. Please and thank you.
By my hand will Noxus rise.
Yeah, buzzwords are basically things that don't have clear definitions or have varying definitions depending on who you ask about them. Rude. I could draw with this, but I'm gonna kill this so I can connect with Swain and do a bunch of damage here.
Their time has come.
I don't know, like, cheating out copies of Swain seems very reasonable because it means you're more likely to connect with him, and Swain hitting the Nexus is super powerful. It, like, kills your opponent's entire board. Yeah, Thresh has some reasonable synergy with Swain as well, helping you clear out potential fearsome blockers. I'm just worried about this deck's lack of workflow integrity and back-end output. All right, I'm gonna do it one more time. This is probably loose. I should have taken the pass here. We're gonna get runated. This was a bad play. I'd like the record to reflect that this was a bad play. So I can't even hold up glimpse here. I was reading funny messages in chat. Oh, just Static Shock. JK, my play was perfect. Did I say my play was wrong? I just 5-headed it. This is a Chad play. Our confidence is unmatched. We know what's coming. And they don't have any way to kill either of these, so like, I'm gonna get to open attacks next turn, hook a blocker potentially, and then get 2 Swains out.
Indecision is the first of many weaknesses.
Indecision. The first of many weaknesses, chat. Getting second Swain seems fine here. You have murdered my Rekindler. It is very, very dead. I haven't decided yet, Wylar. The feedback on the sub-survey for Pokemon content was mixed.
Through conquest.
Who let the Swains out? Thresh. Thresh, Thresh, Thresh. Do 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 do. Boo, boo, boo. At the very least, I feel like I don't know if this deck is good, but at the very least, we've accomplished my build-around goal, which is getting lots of Swains into play simultaneously. This is definitely a pseudo do the thing deck, and our thing has definitely been accomplished. Dr. Fragile, the Yeti, and Tusu, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Thanks everybody for out today. It's really awesome to see over 500 people in here. If you're new to the channel, I stream full-time here on Twitch. I do Runeterra stuff 5 to 6 days a week live every late morning to early afternoon. I also have a couple of YouTube channels where I post daily Runeterra videos. One is just stream archives, but another one is daily deck highlights. Play a ton of different constructed decks here. This is probably a Plaza. This is probably a Plaza deck, so we're gonna keep the Scorched Earth. The Plaza Undying, most likely. Destroy Bat and Virus, welcome. I play 3 to 4 different Runeterra constructed decks every single day when I'm live, and then my highlights YouTube channel usually grabs the best deck we play each day and posts a video about it. So if you're not able to hang out all day and you want a quick 20 to 30 minute video seeing some of the sweetest decks I've played recently, it's a great place to find it. I think part of the reason why this deck hasn't been playing champions is because they're playing cards like Plaza and other non-follower spells, but they want to be able to maintain enough follower density to be able to play, they want to maintain enough follower density to be able to play Stalking Shadows still. I'm going to open on attacks here, because if they play Plaza, I want to Scorched Earth it. It's very possible I should have more than 2 Scorched Earth in this deck. If you're anything mid-rangey right now, you should have ways to kill landmarks in your deck, I believe. Especially if you're in Noxus or PNZ. Noxus and PNZ definitely have the best landmark removal in the game at the moment.
Alright, let's mess some folks up.
It's a little unfortunate that they're doing this before I can get Thresh down. Wow! Did they just pass? That's so good for us. Holy gosh. You got some delightful agony, chat.
One life in exchange for another.
Yeah, that's a card. No, I think Chronicler of Rune's really bad in the TF Pack Your Bags deck. It basically only hits Zap. I don't know that I want to attack with these. I think I want to save them to play defense with. Some of the go hard decks play what's his name? I'm blanking on it now. The Sky Cursed Keeper, and then it's okay, but I'm still not a huge fan of it. Pretty happy to gain 2 with this and get another thing to die for Thresh. Yeah, but it's not like playing 8 Zaps. That card is much worse than Zap. It's occasionally like an extra Zap, but it also doesn't have evasion, so it's much less good. I don't know if this passes right. Our opponent's a little bit ahead on board at the moment. It could be right to go for the Death Sand here. Thresh need to see 2 more things die to level. The problem is there's a good chance they're a single combat deck. So I'm gonna try and level Thresh in response here. They could have another single combat to stop this and stop me from drawing cards, which would suck, but it is what it is. I think this is definitely right to YOLO for here. Oh, wow. Okay, so they messed up. They could have stopped me from drawing 2 here. Where'd the opponent get the elephant from? The thing that makes a random thing, Remitter. They stop you from drawing Thresh still levels. Oh, that's true. That's true. Good observation. Yeah, you're right. Do I normally play standing up? I split my time standing and sitting. I'm an old man, so if I sit for 4 to 6 hours in a row, my back hurts. Do we Thresh plus Cursed Keeper, or do we Rekindler? I think there's an incentive to Thresh first here, because if I Rekindler and get Thresh back, these turn into boxes, so by Threshing first, I can get 2 Threshes out at the same time, which is nice. And if they end the round, I just burn their mana. A recommendation for a standing desk? I do not. I would recommend not the Uplift brand that I have. The standing desk brand that I have is very cheap, and they're cheap for a reason. Before the world went to shit, I planned to redo my office and get a new desk, but the world is gestures wildly around him in its current state, so decided not to spend a bunch of money doing that.
Justice will be served.
Zenoe, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I play this now, be resource efficient. Tractius, welcome to the channel. Good morning. We just hopping on a boat, or are we putting a third Thresh into play? I feel like I want to hop on a boat, huh? Boat o'clock. Yeah, I think that's the play. They just playing Darkwater Scourge? They're not in the Deathmark region, right? I guess that's good when it gets Plazaed with Challenger.
Hello there.
It's fine with single combat too, I suppose. No reason to attack this into here. Is Leviathan actually a boat? I'm pretty sure it's a boat. Yeah, it's totes a boat. It's on water. Alright, so this needs to see 1 more thing die. This needs to see 3 more things die. If this one levels, all other Threshes level, which is nice. Thresh can pull from hand, yes. We're at a healthy-ish life total here. Yeah, depending on what they play, Box could level Thresh, which would be great. Get a bunch of Swains into play. Depends on how big of the thing they have. They do have a lot of little units.
We each died, then found home.
Third Thresh is the charm, chat.
You will be scoured from this land.
Join the conflagration.
Wait, do I get to open attacks and get triple Swain next turn? That's the play, right? If we open attacks, we get triple Swain? Who's the person that said getting extra Swains wasn't very good? Are they still here in chat? Oh no! Oh, I forgot. Oh wait, this Swain will level these Swains. Okay, we're good. So this is 6 and these are 7. So we're hitting for exactly 20. They're going to 0. I forgot they weren't leveled yet because we lost the boat. But this one levels these ones. They have a vengeance? Oh no! Oh no! Hide your memes, chat. They're coming for our memes. That was an appropriate atrocity. Missed it by this much. Fling sends its regards, yep. So here's the thing. This is something people always complain about. They're like, Jeff, I would have explained myself if you hadn't timed me out. Explain yourself to start. I know that, like, the internet has cultured you to press enter after you type every sentence on your keyboard, but I promise you, just like here, that you are able to write multiple thoughts in the same message. You're capable of doing that consistently. I'm actually going to keep Ravenous Flock here, because they play the thing that damages their units to draw a card. I know a timeout request when I see one. I get that in many ways the culture I'm trying to create here is different from other places on Twitch, and that won't be for everyone. But in terms of my sanity and the type of interactions it tends to generate on average, I think that's a net good thing.
I talk to spirits.
And there's the Croaker we expected, so I get to go ahead and tell Croaker to flock off here, which conveniently enables Doom Beast, and then we get to Chronicler into this next turn, so like really solid curve here for us. I don't think the culture in other places on Twitch necessarily is strictly bad. I just think it's not constructive. And it's fine. There's a time and a place for just like pure nonsense fun. And obviously I'm not talking about the hateful, harassing parts of things that are part of internet culture everywhere, but just like lots of people spamming copy pastas and memes and stuff like that. That's something some people are looking for. And you know, 2020 sucked in a lot of ways, letting people find joy wherever they find joy in simple, harmless ways like that. That's a good thing. That's just not what I want my channel to be. I think my greatest strength as a content producer is being able to teach while I play, and lots of random spams and copy pastas isn't conducive to me being able to teach. So I don't think that type of setting works well with what I'm trying to do here, but I can also understand that like it can be just fun and is harmless generally. I don't have to like something personally to understand that it's fine for other people to like it. Is there a list of future decks we played on stream? Of course there is. The stream queue up on my website. Do I not have stream queue as a command? I have just queue too. Yeah, the stream queue up on my website is kept up to date at the end of every stream. It's not updated live mid-stream, but at the end of every stream it's updated. So I believe there's a ton of sweet Runeterra decks waiting to be played. There are currently 20. When I signed on this morning, we had 29 different viewer submissions waiting to be played. Alright, so Thresh is at 2 out of 6 now. Got pretty decent attacks here this turn.
There's nothing to fear.
I own you. Yeah, and that's fine, J-Ray. Like, you don't have to like I'm not a huge fan of the random spam stuff that goes on in other chats either, but that's fine. I just close them and just watch the content. Hey, morning, Stiggies. Runeterra is great. Been enjoying the Runeterra content, have an early Christmas gift, and put these towards it every year. Current favorite deck is... Plenty of Zoe, chat. Plenty of Zoe. Thank you for the very generous bits, Navy. I really appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well. Is there such a thing as too much Zoe, chat, and why is the answer no? Inquiring minds would like to know, is there such a thing as too much Zoe, and why is the answer no? So, quick note here. I am explicitly not killing my Cursed Keeper here, even though I could kill Cursed Keeper to level this up, because I would like to have a 4-3 after they tell me to pack my stuff up and leave. So I'm explicitly leaving this alive because of Pack Your Bags.
I'm always up for a round or two. Who says I don't share?
I think I'm just passing here still, right? Has Swain leveled yet? Swain is leveled. Yeah, I'm passing because I get to open attacks and hook Doom Beast, and then Swain gets to hit them, right? Like, this is just, like, really solid synergy here. Just like, okay, grab my thing, he's leveled, you don't have a blocker for him, he's gonna wipe your board. Oh, I shouldn't have attacked with these, right? There was no reason to attack with these. In my head, Swain was gonna kill their stuff. In my head, Swain was killing their stuff, but that's just not the case. So this died needlessly here. I didn't need to make this trade. Also, this is really sweet. Getting to drop the boat right away and have boat plus Swain in play here. Feels fantastic.
Order, sir. Bring forth our army.
A game. Go on then.
Artillery barrage!
Artillery barrage. Dr. Kuka, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. This build's actually been really sweet. I kind of had low expectations going into this, but getting the mix of Swain with the Shadow Isles cards has been a lot of fun.
We each died, then found hope.
Yeah, like we get to double Swain them again next turn. Like, sounds great.
My conscience and
The only thing wrong with this deck is no Zoe. That's true. It is notably Zoe-less. And it really, like, whenever we find a deck like this deck's not leveraging any brand new cards, right? Like, how many combinations of existing champions and regions that just aren't regularly played are still waiting to be discovered because people just haven't tried yet? One thing that's been notable is so far this deck's been very good at leveling Thresh, which has been great. Noxious fervor specifically, basically killing 2 things is great. Honestly, against Swain Ezreal, it could be right keeping both of these. Those were not the mulligans we wanted, chat. It was a little bit greedy to keep both of these, and we're getting punished. Oh, fingers crossed they have a slow start, too. Yeah, like I saw you were playing around with Trundle Lux, right, J-Ray? That seemed really sweet. So you're listed in the subs Discord.
We weren't expecting callers.
Currently in the middle of making Darius apprehend Babbling Berg. That's funny. I like it. More ways to grab your Darius so you can apprehend more often. It's a sweet angle.
Time for a true display of skill.
Hey, awesome, Sticks. It's great to see how many folks have come over from Magic to Runeterra. It feels like every week I see another face or two that's like, hey, I used to watch you for Magic and now I'm here. Fingers crossed Runeterra has a really solid future ahead of it. They do a lot right. And we're gonna go ahead and glimpse here when they tell Thresh to flock off. Glimpsing here notably denies Ezreal his trigger as well, which is great. Uncommon Fig, welcome to the channel. For folks that are new, you'll often hear me discussing other games that I've played. In a previous life, I was a professional Magic the Gathering player, and then for several years, for the last 3 years before I moved into Runeterra, I did Magic content as a full-time job. In October, I jumped ship from that game to focus on Runeterra. It's been a lot of fun. This is definitely my favorite card game out there. Good chance they have another Flock here. Flock is Swain's champion spell.
One candle for every soul.
Hutsathan, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I don't think I want to put this into Flock range if I can avoid it. I guess I really need to kill Ezreal though. So maybe I do. Maybe we put this here so that way even if they Flock this, Ezreal dies. Yeah, I'm okay attacking this into here because if they block here, then Death Sand kills this. I guess that's not true. The Noxian Scorched Earth kills it. Wow, that just happened. I was not expecting that to just happen. So, when there's 2 Threshes in play like this, do they share the souls? Do they like go halvesies on them? What do we think the Vorthos is of 2 Threshes being in play?
Order, sir. Bring Volv out on.
That's an egg.
Did it move?
We're going under.
And we know they have Flock here because they drew a Swain. Lady in the Tramp spaghetti style. Alright, he's one soul away from leveling. So they can flock this in response to deny the level, but I think that's a fine exchange for me overall. Then they can't drop a Leviathan this turn. I mean, it isn't even really a punish if they do this here. If they kill this to deny me the card draw, this still levels, and if they re-kill this, they can't play a boat this turn, and not playing a boat this turn I think is a net win for us. Perfect. Yeah, and I can play my boat at this point, and they're at 6, right? Like they're dead to two turns of boat triggers. If we can dodge a Captain Pharaon, we can dodge a ball here. Perfect. And then next turn, I get to either play Rekindler or I get to play Thresh Swain.
Don't blink or you'll miss me.
That could be lethal.
Dark in the sky!
I don't miss.
Pledge or perish.
Is Glimpse broken? No, Glimpse is just a good card. I'm gonna try and draw Noxian Fervor here so I can kill them in response to them trying to kill me. Because they have to kill me or the boat this turn, because if I start next turn with the boat, they die. And I want to do this now, I think. Oh, I could hold the Glimpse to stop Ezreal flipping. Yeah, maybe.
Sure. I'm so good I surprised myself.
Like the problem is they have plenty of other things here too. Damn, neither of those are the fervor we wanted. So we're taking 3, 4, 5, so we're dead to another Ezreal or another Mystic Shot here. No reason for me to do anything other than pass, because they're dead if they pass back, so they have to kill us. They have to kill us for the boat. We're dead to a lot of things here.
I will break them. Bleed for Noxus.
Sure.
Such little love. I will break them.
Do I kill my boat so they don't deal 2 to us? Yeah, I think I kill my boat, I play Thresh, and then I open attacks. I think is the line. Forever like, thank you for the sub gifties. I really appreciate that. That's very generous. Good morning. So could still be dead here, but this is our best. This is our play to win shot. And I'm not throwing away my shot, chat. All right, Noxian Fervor, hit me, dealer. I thought your channel could use the stimulus. Thank you, like. Hope you and yours are doing well. Yeah, I mean, so like, they either kill us with Ezreal or they die. Those are the options. Oh, no! So statistically dead. Hashtag sometimes lucky. Nailed it, chat. Nailed it.
My conflict, and only one way.
Alright. I'm pretty sure we've peaked. It seems like I like to always try and end my decks on a high note, and that feels like about as high as we're gonna get to end on. This deck was actually really sweet. Yeah, I feel like my one big takeaway from this set was I was really surprised at how quickly and consistently we were able to level Thresh. Obviously, Thresh is often paired with things like Cursed Keeper and Hapless Aristocrat because they're Shadow Isles, but House Spider specifically really gave us that extra oomph to be able to level consistently, and having Noxian Fervor in addition to Glimpse to kill our own things, and Fervor honestly being able to fast speed kill two things in a lot of situations was really, really good. And we got to live the dream at different points in that set where we like got to Thresh and get in with multiple Swain hits, which was really fantastic. And Thresh had good synergy with Swain too, not only grabbing him out, but also because Swain has that pseudo evasion in Fearsome, being able to pull, you know, one of their only Fearsome blockers out of the way could be good. I like the idea of cutting Doom Beast for blighted Caretaker. Yeah, I could see that. You mean the one that makes ephemeral things, this Dorko? Yeah, I could see that being reasonable. I tend to respect the aggressive decks in the format a lot, so like I wanted a way to gain life, but I could see like if we really are focused on like being a Thresh deck, I could see this being really good. We definitely don't have a shortage of bodies to pair with it. So yeah, I think that's a good suggestion to be worth testing. This was on the list of cards I considered to build the deck to start, but this having synergy with Swain leveling was my ultimate with it, in addition to wanting a little bit of life gain. But is this deck not a Mobilytics? Damn it, Past Jeff. You're right, it totally isn't on Mobilytics. Was the other deck we played this morning up there? Alright, I'm gonna do that real quick. We played, I didn't put either of them up there. Damn it, Past Jeff. Usually Past Jeff puts them up the night before. He did not this time. Let's fix that real quick. Put Zoe Leeson up there too. We played to start this morning. All right, so we're done with Swain Thresh, but we're not done for the day, so don't go anywhere just yet. We are going to kick around some of the new champions up next, some Zoe Victor.